Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do this absolutely beautiful lace stitch. And look at that sparkle. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm making a little blanket that will go over one of those little carry tots. And look at that. Absolutely amazing. I love this. Absolutely love it. Now the yarn I'm using is this King Cole Baby Glitz. Beautiful, beautiful yarn. And this is a really simple 2-row repeat. It's a 2-row repeat and it's beautiful. I've also made a bonnet to go with this. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful stitch. Beautiful yarn to work with. I love this, and this is going to be for my new grandbaby. And I've made that little blanket because it's coming out of the hospital. When it's born, it'll be February. When it's born, it'll be getting carried out in one of those little rocker tots. So I've not made it a too big a blanket. I've made this big enough. I've still got some of work to do on this one, and it's going to fit in the Moses basket as well. It's going to. Amy's got a beautiful Moses basket, and that's going to fit in it as well. And then I've made this beautiful little hat. I'll do the hat in another video. I'm going to pop that over there. So I'm going to get on and I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful stitch. I'm going to pop that aside. So the stitch count for this is 6. Do your chain, do your foundation chain in any number of sets of 6 that you want it to be. So I'm going to start my chain. Use the hook size. It tells you on the yarn that you've chosen to use. You can do this with any yarn. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I've done a few sets of 6. I'm going to do 1 extra stitch. Add 1 extra stitch. Now into the second stitch in your chain, you're going to do a UK double crochet. If you're in the USA, this is a single crochet for you. So put 1 into that second stitch. You're going to chain 1 and put another 1 into the same stitch. You're going to skip 2 stitches and do a fan. And there are 7 UK treble stitches in the fan. So that's 7 USA double crochets if you're in the USA. So skip 2 and into the next stitch build a fan. So we're going to put 7 stitches into this 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now when you put so many into the stitch, what it does, it can hide this next stitch. So if you see that all spread out, it's made it look as if this stitch here is part of that, and it's not. So that is your next stitch there. So we're going to skip 2 stitches. So skip 1 and 2 and do that little double cluster here. So 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. So we're calling that a double crochet cluster. And if you're in the USA, that's a single crochet, 1 chain and a single crochet. Skip 2 stitches and do a fan in the next one. You're going to do that all the way along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now you need an odd number. Make sure you put 7 in your fan. Make sure you've got 7. So again, that stitch has been squashed a little bit. So skip 2, 1, 2, and do that double cluster. 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and 1 double crochet into the same stitch. Skip 2 and do a fan. You'll skip 2 and do the double cluster, skip 2, fan, skip 2, double cluster, all the way to the end, and you should skip 2 and do a double cluster into the end stitch. So I've got 3 stitches left. I've got one that's squashed in there, 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to skip 2 and put my last double cluster into this last stitch. That's 1 double crochet, that's a single crochet if you're in the USA, 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and 1 double crochet. And that gives you your foundation row. So that's your foundation row done. Now the next 2 rows are the 2 rows you're going to keep repeating. Not this one. The next 2 rows are the 2 rows that you'll repeat for the pattern. You're going to turn your work around, and into the chain you've done a double crochet, a chain, and a double crochet. You're going to slip stitch into the middle of that cluster where the chain is, and just pull through and do a double crochet. Do 1 chain, and in there again do your double crochet. Now these are the 2 rows you're going to repeat, this row and the next row. So it's going to be like a chain row, and then you'll do your fan row. So we've done a double crochet, 1 chain, and a double crochet into that double crochet cluster. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now in the fan you're going to skip 3 stitches in the fan, 1, 2, 3, and into the top of the fan you're going to do a double crochet. Double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, go down into your cluster that's down here, the double crochet, 1 chain, and the double crochet. You're going to do that cluster again. So in there and do a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. And if you're in the USA, that's single crochets for you. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This is a quick row because it's just chain and a cluster. Skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and it should take you to the top of your fan. Do a double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Down to where your double cluster is here, down here, your little cluster, you're going to do another one. Double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into the top of your fan. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, down in between your fans into this double cluster and do another one. Double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet into the same stitch. You're going to do that all the way along. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, into the top of your fan. Chain 3, do that double cluster down here in between your fans. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the top of your fan. A double crochet, that's a single crochet if you're in the USA. 1, 2, 3, go down into this cluster down here, into the chain 1 space, and do your double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the top of the fan. And you've got 3 stitches going down here. That's why we've put 7 in this fan. That's why we've got an odd number. So we're skipping 3, working that one, and there's another 3 down. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into this double cluster down here, you're going to do another one. 1, chain 1, and 1 more. Now these are the rows you'll keep repeating, this chain row and this next row. So don't do any chains or anything. Into the chain space of that double cluster, do a slip stitch. Slip stitch. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And back into there you're going to do a treble crochet. If you're in the USA, this is a double crochet. If you're in the UK, it's a treble crochet. It's the same stitch, it's just called different. So you're making a V stitch in that double cluster down there. Into this double crochet at the top of the fan, you're going to build another fan. Put 7 treble crochets in there. That's 7 double crochets if you're in the USA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Make sure you put 7 in. That's your fan done. Now down into the chain space of your double cluster, you're going to put a V stitch. 2 treble crochets. 1 and 2. It makes a V stitch. Put your fan into the double crochet here on top of that fan. Now when we've done the blanket, we'll do a border around it. I'll show you that at the end. So do a fan, that's 7 treble crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now into this double cluster you're going to put your V stitch. 2 treble crochets. 1 and 2. And it makes that V stitch. Put a fan, a V stitch, a fan, a V stitch, a fan, a V stitch, fan, and a V stitch at the end, all the way along. So you're going to have your fans on top of the fan and that V stitch down there in that double crochet cluster that's down there. I'll do that and I'll come back and show you what to do next. So I'm at the end and I've got my last V stitch to go into this cluster. That's 1 and 2 treble crochets. I'm not going to chain any, you're going to turn. Now this row and this chain row are the 2 rows you'll keep repeating. The one with the fan and the V stitch and the one with the double cluster and the 3 chains. These are the 2 rows you'll keep repeating. And this is what you get, this really pretty pattern with this chain in between. Now you don't use a lot of extra yarn, even though you're putting 7 stitches in here. Because the row below is just a 3 chain and a double crochet, 3 chain, you've got a little cluster. You're only using chains to get over here. So you're saving on the yarn when you do that round. And then you're not, I didn't use any much more with my white one. So what you're going to do is turn around and go in between the V stitch and do that double cluster. No chains, just go into the V stitch and do 1 double crochet, 1 chain and 1 double crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're doing this chain row again. So skip 3, skip that one there, but in the fan you're going to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet into the top of your fan. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Down into the V stitch, do your double cluster. double crochet, 1 chain and double crochet, and that's a single crochet, 1 chain and a single crochet if you're in the USA. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, into the top of the fan, so skip 1, 2, 3 stitches in the fan and into the 4th one, do your double crochet, chain 1, 2, 3, do your cluster down here, do that all the way to the end and do your double crochet cluster in that V stitch. Turn around, now slip in between those 2 double crochets, slip stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put another treble crochet in there. We're doing the V stitch and fan row now again, so that's my V stitch. Now over to here I'm going to put the fan into this double crochet, and that's the 2 rows you'll keep repeating, the double crochet cluster and the 3 chain, and then your V stitch and the fan. 7 stitches into the fan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Into the middle of the double crochet, into the chain 1, do your V stitch, 1 and 2. These are the 2 rows you'll keep repeating, the fan row and this chain row here, this little chain row. Keep repeating those 2, rewind the video if you have to, and you will have something like this, absolutely beautiful. Now when I open it, you can see there's the chain row with a double crochet and the fan and the V stitch, the fan and the V stitch. Your row here is your chain of 3, your double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, your chain, your double crocheting into the top of the fan. Beautiful. Now when you've got yours to the size that you want it will straighten out here. What you'll do is you can work right around the blanket. I'm going to leave the top of mine like this, but once I've shown you this, I'm going to take it out because I want this bigger. What you'll do is you're just going to do, I've got my last V stitch there, I'm going to slip into there and do a chain of 3, 1, 2, 3. Now into the V stitch I'm going to put 1 more treble crochet, and if you're in the USA these are double crochets. Into this next stitch just put 1 in that chain row, put 1 in there, put 2 in the V stitch. If you're in the USA these are double crochets, if you're in the UK it's treble crochets. 1 into this space here, I'll put 2 into the V stitch, 1 into that little double crochet there. I'll work my way down to the bottom, and this is what my border's going to be. I need just 1 in there, put 2 in here, just evenly place your stitches, 1 into that one, 2 into the V stitch, 1 and 2, 1 into that little double cluster there, all the way down. Just make sure it's nice and even, and do a row of treble crochet all the way down. You can run along the bottom, you can just evenly put treble crochets. When you get to the bottom I would put 2 in the corner, chain 2 and put another 2 treble crochets in the corner, and evenly place treble crochets along the bottom. When you get to this corner, 2 treble crochets, 2 chain and 2 treble crochets into the corner. Then work your way back up, 1 into the double crochet, 2 into the V-stitch, then 1, then 2 into the bigger stitch, all the way up. Then you can chain 3 and come back and put another round in, and that's how you can do your border. Now I just make it nice and even that suits you and your tension along the side, along the bottom and up this side. I'm going to leave mine like that. Now I'm going to take this back out because I haven't finished this little blanket. I'm going to make it bigger. But that's what I would put around this little blanket, just a basic treble crochet row along the edge. Just make it nice and neat. Just work it along the edge, your treble crochet nice and neat. I would put 1 here, 1 here, maybe 2 in there, 1 there, 1 there. Just work your way along nice and even, nice and even. And it'll make this absolutely beautiful, beautiful pattern. So in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'll show you how to do the little bonnet that matches it. This little bonnet is the same. It's a very similar pattern. Very similar. You've got your 3 chains with your double crochets. You've got your V-stitch. I did this one just slightly smaller, obviously, because it's a bonnet. But it's really pretty. So the next one will be for the bonnet to go with it. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. It's gone very dark outside. Please click on the bell icon and YouTube will tell you when I put up another tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.